What is up, everybody? It's JG from the newly named Kliqpod. Don't forget that. No longer the Outsiders Podcast, formerly known as the Outsiders Podcast, now known as the Kliqpod. It is Monday, March 26, 2018, and we are here to cover the Raw review. No introduction tonight. I want to start off this show by talking about how we're 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, and the build-up on this show has been pathetic. This portion of Mania, Raw's portion, I'm just not excited about. SmackDown, I'm extremely excited about. And the funnier thing is, Raw's been producing the better shows. It's just the build-up and the storylines are coming off better on SmackDown. We'll talk about that a little later in the week. I just wanted to start with that. This was a very irritating episode for me. So tonight's show kicks off with Lesnar and Heyman coming out to the ring. Recap of last week's video. Talk about how Roman's suspension is uplifted. Roman comes from a tradition of bloodlines that teaches him to fight for everything, but yet he's not man enough to be there tonight. They never taught him to be a man. Very predictable here. Roman comes through the audience, grabs a chair, proceeds to move towards Brock Lesnar. Brock once again beats his ass. And I mean, we just seen what we seen last week. I think JD from NY said it best. Roman knows how to take an ass whipping. Outside of that, man, this build-up has been extremely just generic, boring, predictable. I'm not excited about it for Mania. Let's see if they can do something next week to get me excited. And no, it's not just my Roman bias. Remember, I don't love John Cena, but there's many matches where I'm excited to see John Cena perform. Why? Because John Cena sells it. Roman Reigns doesn't. Roman Reigns doesn't have the charisma of John. He's just not Cena. The fanboys out there that want to give Roman all these props, no. This man felt ashamed to have a mid-card belt when, once again, compared to Cena, who I also am not a fan of, but I respect everything he does. Cena took pride in being a mid-card champ, defended it every week. I'm pretty sure that's when we had the U.S. title open. So, I mean, on comparison levels, exact opposite. So this is frustrating. This is what you're supposed to... This is your side's main event of Mania. Our biggest show of the year. And this is what you're performing with, is the storyline and the build-up. Oh, let's just build it up so Roman just keeps getting destroyed by the Beast. But at WrestleMania, we see Super Roman, and somehow he defeats Brock Lesnar. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I will still tell you what to do. Fix this. Come with something solid next week. Make me want to see this going into Mania. Remember, I'm a Brock fan, and I'm not even sold on the Brock portion of it. How can Roman be your guy when last night the crowd is literally popping for Roman? We have crowds chanting at Roman as he gets beat down. You deserve it. What does this tell you? Okay, we're obviously just running in this... The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result. This is insanity. Am I wrong? I don't think so for a second. From here, we finally get our first match of the night. Nia Jackson versus Mickie James, accompanied by Alexa Bliss. You're not selling it for me. Mickie is a trained professional in the ring. Phenomenal. I've seen the work Mickey's done. Nia, you're not selling it for me. You're looking really sloppy. On some of those hair throws, you're doing... you can just see things are off. Now, Nia does pick up the win. Obviously, she needs to look dominant going into Mania. So, I mean, this did turn out the way it should have. But once again, this is another storyline that's booked horribly. This should not be your main feud going into WrestleMania. This should not be your main feud at all. It should be Sasha Bayley. What they're doing is fire right now. What Alexa and Nia are doing isn't fire. And I love Alexa. I love Nia. It's just the way they're being booked. All the bookings over here seem to have something lacking, man. There's no charisma to it. There's nothing to make me intrigued to want to see more. Now, I'm excited by the fact that Nia could win her first title at Mania. That is exciting to me. So obviously I'll watch the match for that. But I mean, outside of that, what are we really looking forward to on this match? This is not... We deserve better. Better booking, better matchups. I get so frustrated every week watching Raw. And it's not because I go back into my nostalgia days and I'm like, oh my God, Raw was... Yes, it was better back then. But with that being said, you have ultra talent in your... You have ultra talent on your show. That's what's so frustrating, is you have all the potential, if the booking was to correct, to make it better than it was back then. Yes, there was something about the Attitude Era. But the way wrestlers wrestle now, we would have never seen in the Attitude Era. So that's why it gives it more of that holy shit feeling. Yes, we had our Hardys. We had certain high flyers back then. But it wasn't like we're seeing now. With true athleticism, people that are doing amazing things. And instead of giving them solid booking, you're tearing it all away. You're ripping out everything you worked so hard. Get some prestige back on the Universal title. I don't care. Maybe you do an impromptu match next week. I don't know. Somehow Alexa versus Bayley. Somehow everything gets heated up. We get a championship match out of it. Bayley actually gets the upset. So going into Mania, we have Bayley and Sasha being the main event for the women, and Nia and Alexa more of that revenge lower down on the card. I would like that better than the way this is playing out. But once again, Nia wins. I did like the gorilla press. She does a gorilla press to Samoan drop to the catch, the Samoa drop 1, 2, 3. I did like that portion. I mean, but she's really good at performing that. Outside of that, I think the match was sloppy. But if you enjoyed it, hey, then you enjoyed it, man. I'm through telling everybody that their opinion sucks, man. Now, personally, I think your opinion sucks if you enjoyed that. But hey, if that's what you want to see, that's what you want to see. But what I want to see is greatness. Mania is supposed to be the best show of the year. Make it. Make it the best show. On paper, it has all the potential in the world. Off paper, or in live action, I don't know if it's honestly going to live up to all this booking and this hype. So I guess it's just one of them things. We will have to wait and see. This, I literally checked out for this portion. They come in, it's Stephanie and Triple H, a little behind the scenes interview, talking about Mania, how they're training. I'm not interested in all. You guys know exactly how I feel about this. For me, this is just one of those things that it's just not entertaining. Alright, so man, as I was saying before, I don't think Ronda should be in this position that she's in right now. I mean, you guys have heard me talk about what I think the position Ronda should have been in. I get it, she is your main star, but man, build it up. Make it so we must absolutely see her. Don't make it so we're just not interested at all. I mean, that's complete and utter crap. So, I don't know, man. And it's once again Stephanie stepping in the spotlight. Why is she even at Mania? I get it. You want a McMahon at Mania, but Stephanie's not a McMahon I want. I'd rather see Vince wrestle with his old self. I'm tired of it, man. I find her gorgeous, man, but I do find that voice absolutely, utterly annoying, man. Like, as soon as I hear her talk on TV, it just absolutely irritates me. We deserve better than this. I don't want to see an old Angle in the ring. I don't mind seeing Triple H. It's Triple H. I love the game. He still performs amazingly. He knows exactly what to do. It's not that Angle doesn't. He just can't do what he used to be able to do. Ronda, yes, I'd like to see her at Mania, but not in this role. Give her a smaller matchup, man. I'd have rather seen her, off the top of my head, honestly, I'd like to see her with something with Mickie James. Man, because you know Mickie James would work with her in that ring, and then we get more, like, we'd see a better match than we're going to see at Mania, because you know it's going to be extremely sloppy between Ronda and Stephanie. And I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead and talk about the Ronda promo while we're on here. So, Ronda, and I have everything written down, guys. I sit through Raw, I constantly take notes, SmackDown as well. But Ronda's eyeliner was absolutely terrible last night. She looked crazy. I didn't enjoy any of it. Not only did I not enjoy her makeup, but I thought the segment itself was bad. The impromptu beating was bad. She's so green and you can see it. I've never liked Ronda on the mic. I'm a Ronda fan for the UFC. I've never thought she had Mad Mike skills. I don't think that will ever be a strong suit for her. I think her best demeanor is just to be quiet, have that Ronda stare, and walk out there, kick butt, leave. Then we pull in somebody like a Heyman for her, and then boom, man, we have a perfect mount with a perfect ass whooper. Simple and plain, that's a gorgeous team, man. But what they did last night with having Paige and Absolution come out, it was just a waste of time, and it's so sloppy. And it's not just from Ronda, it's from Deville and Rose as well. Like, why is this even a thing? Like, I understand we're waiting to see Ronda in the ring, but until Mania. But with that being said, let's do a little bit more with her. I don't want to see her coming out with Kurt Angle anymore. I get their tag team partners. Well, let me see some training video of them training together. Something along those lines. Like, give me some backstage stuff with Ronda until Mania. Don't bring her out live next week. Please stay away from that. Let's see her again at Mania. That's simple, man. I am absolutely dreading that match. So back to the show itself. That was a part of the show. That was later. I just don't want to cover it later. I'm really irritated with what they did, guys. My match of the night happens next. Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali versus TJP and Drew Gulak. And I really enjoyed this. I thought they hit some really good high points. You had, I forget his name in WWE, but over in TNA, he was Spike? No. What was it? Oh, God, I can't even think right now. How can I not think right now? Oh, it'll come to me. But anyways, the general manager's up there commentating. I thought the match was really entertaining. I thought they hit some high points that I really enjoyed. That freaking lumbar check by Cedric Alexander is absolutely nasty, man. And then if you go back to about a year ago this time and listen to my Raw reviews, I was telling you about Mustafa Ali. This boy is super talented, and that inverted 450 that he calls the 054, phenomenal, man. One of the best finishers out there. The way he performs it, the way he lands it, absolutely crisp to a T. Wow, man. I am excited for this match at Mania, Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. These boys are about to do some amazing things on that big card. I think they have the potential to be one of the top 3 matches of the night. No ifs, ands, or buts. You know what? They have the potential. I'm going to make that a guarantee now. Mustafa versus Cedric, even though we'll probably see it on the pre-show, it will be top 3 match of the night. But we get the win from Alexander and Mustafa. Once again, I really enjoyed this tag team match. Definitely, guys, check out 205 Live. They're doing some huge things over there now. They're really making a lot of changes. Got a lot of the BS out of the way. Now we're back to wrestling and showing off spectacular talent that comes with these guys. So please go ahead and check that out. Huge recommendation from me is don't forget about 205 Live. Next, we get The Miz on Miz TV. I actually enjoyed this. You know how I feel about the Miz being a heel with his mic work, phenomenal. Do I want to see him lose that championship? Yes, but what they did last night was great. It reminded me of the old school. So the Miz starts out by asking the Miz Taraj if they're happy. And, you know, they're shaking their heads while he's, you know, are you happy about this? Are you happy about that? They're just shaking their head, yes, yes, yes. And then he's like, well, that's good because I'm not. And then right there, it let me know, man, we might see a breakup of the Miz Taraj and the Miz tonight. So he starts going in on them. They start making little comments back. And you can see, man, the tension is starting to build between these three. And then Seth Rollins comes out first. And Seth interjects himself. He stands up for the Miz. Taraj says all they want is a thank you every now and then. If he was the Miz, he would be thanking them all the time because they are the reason that the Miz is still the champion, which I fully 100% agree with. Even though I'd like to see the Miz, if he does retain, see him win some matches on his own going towards the next WrestleMania. But with Rollins interjecting, the Miz Taraj and the Miz are kind of really starting to go at each other. So Finn Balor decides to come down, interject himself as well. Once again, love this. This was very entertaining for me. Finn interjects himself, and just when you think the Miz Taraj is about to break up and the Miz are creeping towards, the Miz Taraj is creeping towards the Miz, they actually bypass him, clothesline Balor and Rollins, and attack them. Just, hey, reminding me of them old school heel tactics, which I love. You guys always know I talk about there's not enough of that now. That's the stuff I love to see. Is in this case, it was the heel seeming as if they were going to have a disband of the stable, but instead they use it to get the baby faces out there, lower their guard, and attack. Love it. Absolutely amazing. After this, we have the quickest match I've seen in a long time. It's Asuka versus, I don't know, some local jobber. Quick. One huge big kick to her face. 1, 2, 3. Asuka wins. That's what I love, man. We are 2 weeks away from Mania. You do have me hyped about Asuka and Charlotte. But once again, that was on the SmackDown brand. But I loved seeing how dominant Asuka was last night. That once again just reminded everybody why she is the #1 contender, why she chose to face Charlotte and face the best woman wrestler in the world. After this, shit gets real with Bayley and Sasha. They attack. JD, I thought, brought it up very well on the show today. He said that he wishes they would have done it in front of the live audience instead of the back. I agree. There was a lot of back and forth, them just yelling at each other. Bayley was being real, to be honest. Bayley was spitting it how she really feels about Sasha. And it was good. And you knew they were going to finally fight, and the fight broke out. I'm excited to see this at Mania. I actually think this is going to be the best match from the Raw side at Mania. So really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to see what they do next week as we come into the home show for Mania. Obviously, we learn at this point the friendship is over. At this point, Braun heads down to the ring. I really love what Braun's been doing. Sheamus comes by. The bar comes out, and they start talking about how Braun is only winning by surprising people, getting the upper hand, scaring them, intimidating them, not actually in the ring. 1, 2, 3. Sheamus, obviously we have the matchup, Sheamus versus Braun. Decent, man. I enjoyed this big man match. I didn't think it was horrible. I don't know. I want to know who Braun's partner is. But you guys already know who I think it is. I think it's going to be Elias. Other people are saying other things. I don't know. I would love to see the Elias-Braun pairing. I don't really think it would be an oddball matchup for me. I think it would be a really good matchup. And they could play off each other really well. I don't know. Maybe have Braun play the tuba. That'd be cool while Elias is in the ring. But back to the match itself. At one point, Braun goes out of the ring by a clothesline. It looks like he actually tweaks his knee. And you can see throughout the rest of the match, he's kind of just fiddling with it. So I hope everything's okay there. But, I mean, it was just pure dominance by Braun. Even when Cesaro didn't interject, it was just Braun still being dominant. I love it. I can't wait to see these three and the mystery partner as we go into Mania. Hopefully we find out next week who the mystery partner is. Then we can discuss that a little bit more. Honestly, I can't wait to talk about the show on the pre-show. Don't forget, guys, the WrestleMania pre-show. Noon Mountain Time, 2 Eastern, 1 Central, 11 Pacific. So this should be super exciting. Have your shots ready to start the show, because you know we love to kick it off with a shot. Man, I know the first time I've actually drank on a recording in a long time. So I'm excited to get with me and Dean, get together, and let's have a blast, guys. Tommy Guns, you know you're going to be missed, brother, but you'll be there in spirit with us. But I digress. Back to the show. We got a match I really wasn't interested in. The Miz, Taraj, and the Bullet Club. Or sorry, the Balor Club. Balor Club with the win. At this point, I was kind of checked out. I don't know, guys. It wasn't an exciting thing. Are we going to see this on the pre-show? Are we going to see this again next week? What was the point of this? I didn't really see a real point to this. But you guys know how I feel about the Balor Club. They're definitely underused, so I'd like to see them used more in the future. At this point, man, we got Elias coming out. Elias is just killing it on the mic. Elias is so good, so charismatic in a heel persona. I freaking love this guy. I'm so happy he came over from NJP Dub. What he does is absolutely amazing. And, man, he just needs more of a push. We need to push. Get him into the lead role. He has a match against Rhino. Elias dominates. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it was over before it started. Not much really here to talk about, guys. Then we have our main event of the night. Cena versus Kane in a no DQ match. It was everything we've seen from a Cena-Kane match before. Big man moves. I didn't enjoy it. It was honestly just a waste of time. After the match, we get Cena with the win, 1, 2, 3. After the match, we get Cena calling out the Taker, which I don't have a problem with Cena calling out the Taker, but it's something we've seen the last 2 weeks in a row. Now this would make 3. This is old. Let's get some kind of resolution. I don't know. I'm not excited about this match at Mania, and honestly, I don't even want to see it. If I do see it, I don't know. Was it going to be an impromptu? That's what JD was shouting on, that it might be an impromptu match. So, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait till next week on this. I just thought it was an absolute waste of time. Once again, Raw just wasting our time. From start to finish, the show was very boring. But with that being said, we needed it, I guess. I don't know. Let's just book better. I think that's something me and Mr. Mean Dean might actually try to get together and do before the Mania pre-show. Because we might do something of how we would have booked this leading up to Mania. I think that would be exciting. Because honestly, the way Raw's doing it, I've lost complete and utter interest. And that's not good, especially with 2 weeks left to go. But I will never miss Mania. I'm always excited for Mania. And I love Mania season regardless of the quality of the program we see. It just means it won't be so fun to review. But with all that being said, guys, we love you from the Kliqpod, from the west to the east, to the north, to the south, overseas, American, everybody, man. We love everybody across the globe. Thank you for listening. Don't forget about the Mania show. Noon Mountain Time, 2 Eastern, 1 Central, 11 Pacific. Outside of that, follow us at Kliqpod on Twitter. Follow me individually at TheLegend958. Don't forget about the Kliqpod gaming channel. Check me and Mr. Mean Dean out as we stream on there. Let's come join us. Let's have some fun. Talk wrestling or talk whatever we want. But other than that, guys, you guys have a great night. Kick ass, take names, and peace.